Alrighty, hi everybody. I hope you're doing all well. This is CSUDH Toro Pep Band and Drumline, and we're super excited to be starting our new season of our podcast. And Izzy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and yourself, Chica?
Doing well, thank you.
No,
Okay,
you.
so let's get this started.
Well, as Chica was saying, this is the start of our new podcast, or calling it "That One Time in Bandcamp," as in order to keep into that whole um, pep band spirit, commonly associated with marching band as well, and in order to help transition into that and introduce many of our new members, our first topic here is going to be just a general introduction, just everyone saying their name and then giving a brief history about certain groups that they were a part of, either in the marching band or pep band world. I'll start off with me as I'm Izzy. I play trumpet, so, and uh, I've been involved in a couple of groups. The first group that I was a part of was my high school marching band, Bell High, and as it was an LAUSD school, I had the opportunity to march with LAUSD's All City Marching Band to do the Rose Parade 3 years in a row. My knee still hurts, and then I did a couple of marches, a couple of gay pride parades with an organization that my high school band director is a part of. And then after that, like that was the end of all my marching. Uh, I was in the pep band at my community college at Cerritos College, and now I'm here at the Toro Pep Band. All right, and how about let's do a little bit of popcorn action here. I'm gonna throw it over to Evelyn.
Hi guys. My name is Evelyn Guzman, and my main instrument is the alto saxophone. Um, I started playing when I was in about middle school, and continued on a little bit in high school, and then I stopped playing for about 3 years in high school because I had the role of drum major, which is trying to fix everything and organizing everything. So I stopped playing for a while, pretty long while. And now I'm in college, in my third year of college, and then I started trying to get back into playing and, getting the feel of music again. Um, I think that's pretty much like what sums up. I also learned how to play bari sax, which I'm excited. Hopefully, in the future, I want to do. And that's pretty much it. Thank you. I'm gonna throw it to Leslie.
Oh, hi. My name is Leslie, and I play the clarinet. And I think I'm gonna start playing the tenor sax for pet band. So yeah, um, I started playing when I was in eighth grade. That's when I started playing the clarinet, so I could prepare for the marching band that I decided to join in ninth grade. And around 11th grade is when I started picking up the saxophone. So, yeah, I think it went pretty successful because I was able to play like in the top groups in my band, which was the Symphonic Winds. That's what we called it. And I was in the jazz band too. Oh, and I'll go with Michael.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael, and I play trumpet. Um, I started playing when I was in fifth grade. Um, I ended up marching with Linwood High School for just 2 years, basically, because the whole pandemic and stuff kind of affected our marching. I also ended up marching drum corps during the past 2 summers with Watchmen and Crossman. And other than that, yeah. Jacob.
All right. I'm Jacob. My main instrument is drums, and pretty much any type of drum, any type of percussion. I got a bunch of random percussion instruments around here that I could play. I also dabble in like keyboard, guitar, and tenor sax. Apparently, I have a tenor sax, but it's play is a very strong word, and I would not say I am able to play the tenor sax. But yeah, um, I've been playing drums since like fifth grade. I played like in middle school, we had a rock band. And then in high school, we had a drum line, marching band, jazz combo, and symphony orchestra. And I was in all those.
Wow, so you're like very experienced in everything. It's so cool.
Yeah, I kind of had a little bit. Yeah, I kind of had a little taste of everything. So,
cool.
yeah, that's me. And then let's just go with Eric. He's the last one.
Hi, my name is Eric. My main instrument is alto saxophone. I started playing in sixth grade for Bret Hart. So, hello to everybody from Bret Hart. um, what the fuck can I say? I've been playing the saxophone for 6 years now, and I only been playing that instrument for so long, and and from here and there, I switch to like different instruments. So like sometimes I play trumpet or tenor or bari. And I started joining marching band my high school year, and they were starting to like branch out into marching band. So I was really fortunate enough to start off with them, and it was pretty fun for years. And towards my 11th grade year and my 12th grade year, I ended up being drum major. So that was pretty fun. And yeah, I mean, I keep playing and I keep practicing, and I played for a jazz band, and I also made my own band for a little bit, and yeah, here we are now. So
Wow, Eric, we have very similar situations with like our marching band because when I first entered our marching band, it was about like 2 or 3 years into barely chugging along, trying to get there. So when we started my freshman year, that's when we kind of started, to come up with the field show and trying to get professional help and having all those drills written out. So it was a whole experience trying to figure everything out as we went.
Wow. I'm super impressed that you all have great experiences in the marching band and the bands you guys you've been in schools. And I am actually the director of this pep band and drumline, and my name is Dr. Chica. My instrument is saxophone. But and I started actually pretty late into my career. I started when I was in high school, and then from there on, I was doing marching band, also jazz band, all kinds of things like you guys were doing. And I even marched at the UCLA marching band for 2 years. That was really awesome. Playing for the football games and basketball game for the UCLA was pretty a cool experience I had. Of course, after on. I wanted to do more of a classical saxophone, so I had to quit that part of the band life. But I did teach drum major camps over the summers in this company called United Spirit Association. And yeah, I love band. I love marching band. I love doing pep band. And I really hope that we can get back onto the athletic games and schooling events with this band, right? With the band and the pep band drum line, so that we can have that exciting moment with everybody. So yeah, so thank you everybody for talking about your introducing yourselves. And I wanted to hand over to Izzy about the next topic we're going to be talking today.
And we're going to be continuing into the idea of band, just in general, interesting stories from your time in previous bands. and I'll be starting off with a story from back when I was in high school. It's more of a like not necessarily like a like wide focus story, more just focus on what happened with me and the section. Because this is basically how I got thrusted into being first trumpet after only playing trumpet for 2 years. Because um, we had only one graduating senior the year before. This was during my sophomore year, as I first joined the marching band my sophomore year, and he graduated, and we had two other students move away, and then our we had one more student leave the section, like they didn't want to be a part of band anymore. And so in the end, we originally started with six trumpets. Only two of them came back. It
Oh
was
my
me and
god.
another trumpeter that wasn't as committed, so they put me onto onto first. And in order to like help even out the odds a little bit, they dragged one of my friends, who we called Treble, because he played baritone in treble clef, which was essentially playing baritone with trumpet fingerings, because he was originally a trumpet player. And that's how a person that was playing baritone for like the past like 3 to 4 years, and a person that barely picked up the instrument like 2 years ago, got put as first trumpet.
That's crazy, honestly.
Oh,
And
wow.
having, I know,
Yeah.
and being first trumpet is like, you have to have your stuff done. You have to practice. You have to do everything, because you're basically the lead for that section.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the
you have to
band.
you have to manage the section, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt that.
Yeah. No, it was very interesting, just because my range wasn't as developed, because I went from beginning band in ninth grade and then going into the marching band as a third trumpet player from my first year. And then like the following year, it's just like, oh, you're playing, like, in the upper register, the part like where you kind of struggled to play at last year, you're playing in that range like all the time now.
Oh my god.
So but it was a like we survived it. We still did pretty good in competition. If I remember right, I believe we got third at LAUSD championships that year. So
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
great.
Well,
Awesome.
I'm hand it over to mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna throw it over to Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob.
All right. Whoa, almost dropped my computer. um, but yeah. So wow, my time at marching band, it was a fun time. We had a good time. There were lots of moments that I could talk about, but there's this one time we were practicing for drumline in the band room, and like there was no teacher in there, nothing. And my friend's name, well, I don't really want to say his name, but my friend, he was a senior when I was a freshman, and he played like super quiet. He played bass drum like super quiet, like always. Like he would never play out or anything. And like we were playing this song, and we just kept stopping because we're like, dude, you gotta play louder. And then he just was not playing louder. He just did not comprehend it.
I'm
So
so
then, like,
shy, like.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he would do. And yeah, and it's not like he hadn't been playing for 4 years. He's been playing for 4 years, and he's still playing quiet. And like, so eventually, we've been doing this cadence, and we stop it like 10 times because he's still playing quiet. And then we're like, dude, if you don't play quiet, we can't have you play. And he's like, you know what? I'll show you loud. And then he just got the stick and he hit the bass drum as hard as he could, and the whole head just ripped in half.
Oh my god.
It was crazy. Yeah. And then
As,
he
as
just
soon as you said, "I'll show you loud," I was like, "Oh, please, God, don't tell me he just didn't like full on like slam on it and then like he like accidentally ended up stabbing it.
Yeah.
That's like exactly what he did because it was on a stand. He wasn't even like holding it or nothing. So like say the bass drum was like here, he like got on the side of the bass drum and just like had a wind up and just like smacked the heck out of it like as hard as he could.
Oh no.
And we had a
That's
football
scary.
game an hour later, so we had to do like a quick like change on the head, and then like tune it. Oh man, it was
Oh my god. That's such a drag because on drums you have to unscrew all the
my God.
screws and there's like 100 of them and then you have to perfectly put the new
Yeah.
one and then screw it back on and then
Oh my
tune
God,
everything.
yeah.
Oh my
Tuning is
God.
like a whole other thing. Yeah, I can tell you a secret. A lot of drummers don't know what they're doing when tuning. Tuning it on drums is so different than it is on any other instrument, because like I mean on guitar, for instance, you just get like an app, and you just like you tune it like that, or you just have a tuner. But drums, it's like no one. I mean, like some people say like in some bands they want the set tune to a B flat, but that's not a real thing. I mean, I've never heard that been said. Well, at least when I play. I mean, but probably like professional, like they do that. But yeah, no. Tuning is a whole thing, and then you got to go like in a star so you don't warp the rim,
Mhm.
and like you just gotta. Oh my, I can go on for hours about tuning, but yeah.
You and my friend. I'm still in contact with one of my old friends who was in drumline, and he told me the
Mhm.
exact same thing. You need to do it in such and such pattern.
Yep. Oh my
Wow.
gosh, because if you mess that up, the whole drum is
Mhm.
the rim is like all warped, like the head just doesn't sound right. Oh man, but yeah, that's me. Let's go with Michael.
You know what? Sorry to interrupt, but I just included Alan in this talk. Hi, Alan.
Hi everyone. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. We're going around talking about our experiences in marching band or in the band
Mhm.
right now. So sorry to
Yeah, I heard
interrupt.
the whole
Let's.
snare story. I mean,
Yep.
just ripping through the bass drum.
Alrighty, let's go on to Michael.
So I won't necessarily say it's like one story. I mean, it's like multiple altogether. But so this is kind of a little bit on the same side of Izzy's story. So starting off my freshman year, I played as a third trumpet. We had like 5 third trumpets. I think we were all freshmen. 3 of them ended up quitting, like through the time passing. We ended up with 2/3, 4 seconds. I think it was 4 seconds, and 3/3. No, 3 firsts. 3 firsts. After that year passes, our seniors that played first ended up leaving. We had a section leader who ended up putting me and my other friend as first when we were thirds. I got moved down after because I couldn't play. Then as soon as I started playing better again, I went back up to first during like I think 2 weeks during the school year. And after that, she ended up quitting because we had also one of our other trumpet players switch to bari sax because he was really great as playing bari sax. And he just comes back. He becomes our section leader, and throughout the year, we ended up with a 10 trumpet section. We would have had about 11, I think it was, or still 10 if that didn't happen. But throughout that time, I still played first. And after that time, through graduation, I wanted to play tuba. Biggest regret of my life. No, play tuba. It hurts. So I played
Hurts
tuba for
everywhere.
graduation.
I
Yes.
can barely get a sound out of a baritone. Imagine a tuba.
Yeah, Michael, can you tell us why playing tuba was so painful?
So one, with me having little lungs and asthma, getting as much air as possible for our alma mater, which is really slow, holding out for I think it's 4 counts, but at like 70. And
Oh my
I would
God.
always have to like breathe in the middle of it, and it would sound so off. Even in
Yeah.
marching band, when I marched for my field show on tuba,
Oh my
I,
God.
I could barely last while marching. But in the end, I was actually one of the loudest tubas for the whole show where I'm mostly heard, that during rehearsals I had to be told, hey, be quiet, be quiet. And I was like, but I thought you guys said you don't like Barry sax being too loud. And I was like, and they were like, that's true, but still bring it down. So after that whole year passes, the rest of our trumpets quit or were kicked out because they had to go to like other schools. So I ended up switching back to trumpet, where for our field show we had only 4 trumpets playing because the other 2 quit. During that time, I also ended up getting the role for section leader for trumpets, I think like 2 months later during a year, which was all decided by every other section leader.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Then senior year comes by. I'm basically playing hybrid for trumpet and tuba. And I did not like it. I also got the role with drum major along with our other drum major. And I was kind of happy about that. But we couldn't like conduct or anything, so it was like, oh, sad. And
my
basically
God.
that's the whole story of my high school year. Don't play tuba.
The pain.
Word of the wise.
Well, but our
funny.
pep band certainly needs a tuba, so wink, wink.
We'll find you a tuba, man. Don't worry.
It's not recommended. I don't have lungs like I used to.
Man,
Lungs of steel.
sounds rough.
Mm.
Hmm.
Did that do anything to your asthma, Michael?
It improved it a lot.
Oh,
I must say that I can breathe a lot better now. But throughout quarantine now, that kind of just declined. So
Yeah.
It's
been sitting
decided that
Go ahead.
you're
said it's
becoming it's decided you're becoming a tuba player.
Yeah.
No.
I got
But
some
the only
wicked
reason-
bass
We gotta
lines for you,
get you
man.
back in shape, man.
See, the only reason why I love trumpet more is I love playing it. There's a lot of fun stuff with trumpet. You get melody, sometimes maybe even counter melody, solos, a lot of the good stuff.
you want to be heard.
Yes, yes, I want to be heard. All right, so
Yep.
Leslie,
Well, I guess I'm gonna talk about a tradition we have in my band. So basically, sorry about that. Basically, we have a night rally. That's what we call it, and it's basically like a rally, but it becomes kind of like a rave. And so, like, a lot of people go, right? And we have like performances, and that is super fun. But the fun part is when it ends, and the whole band, they'll gather their instruments and they'll go home to practice because it's the night before the homecoming game. Or so that's what we say. So we grab our instruments, and what actually happens is that there's like a bunch of cars lined up, and we'll start running to the cars, and then we'll get in, make sure like everybody is ready, and we'll drive to like random people's houses. But but first we'll go to the staff and we'll pay them a visit, and we'll play like our fight songs super loud. And and some people have like this random tradition where they're like dress up really funny for it, and like some people lose their clothes like as every house like goes by, right, as a challenge. And then after it, we'll all drive to like Denny's, and then we'll eat. But for this story, I'll be talking about my junior year, because that one was really important, because that year just happened to be that in our Denny's there was only like 3 people there, and there was like over 100 people because this time like the cheerleaders, drill team, color guard, the band, and like a few other dancers from some random like places all found out about it. So we all went into this one little Denny's and we had to be separated by our sections. And it took like 2 hours to wait for food.
Oh my god.
All I'm saying is that those
my.
workers better have gotten an amazing tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hope
That's-
so.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That is quite the
Yeah.
interesting story.
the funniest part was that like some people didn't have like their clothes because they lost it. So they were like
Oh,
trying
no.
to they try to make like different types of clothes out of other things like paper and stuff. And we had like
What?
little like skirts, like hula hoop skirts and stuff like that we bought from the 99 for like the festivities. And then they would like use that instead.
Just out here rolling with tutus.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
And
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I think you guys need to like have like some sort of like glue to make sure you guys' costumes don't fall off
Yeah.
or come apart.
yeah.
Just like staple it together, like
I know. Just-
Wow, Leslie,
Wow.
your band is pretty epic.
yeah.
yeah.
They have a
That
lot of
sounds
school
cool.
spirit.
Yeah.
A little too much if you ask me, but
Probably a tad too much, just a tad.
A wee bit, laddie.
That's funny.
All righty. Wow, you guys really have really interesting stories to share. Who wants to go next?
We're just talking marching band stories. Is that what it is?
No, we could talk about anything.
Mhm.
Well, no, because like I do have sort of one. I was never actually part of marching band back in the day in high school, but I was affiliated with them a lot. I knew a lot of people in it. Or at one time I was dating somebody in the marching band, so I was constantly with them. And then because of that, I got into every single game for free because I would just be helping carrying stands or carrying drums or whatever. And like nobody questioned. They're like, oh yeah, there's just this guy helping. Cool, he can. And then I'd sit with them. I'd sit like right in front of them. So they're like blasting in my ear. And I'm just sitting there like, go team.
Oh my
But it
god.
always happened. I don't think I ever paid for a game. And that actually ended up happening when a couple of my friends went to college and university. I ended up getting into the games for free for the same reason. And
Did you also go to
Nice.
like faraway games? Like that?
no, I didn't go to the far ones. It was only the
Oh,
home
okay.
games. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I don't think I could get away with the going to the away games.
Maybe if you wear, maybe we wear like a shirt that says like the band name. You know how they have those?
The roadie.
I think you,
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
you could get
basically,
away
yeah.
with
The
you know
parents that help
Waterboy.
out.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's my little story of how I always got into games with free with them.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
it's all fun and games until like the security sees you're slacking off and then he like takes you away.
No, I worried about that the first time and then never again. Security was lax.
Securities from most schools are chill.
Yeah.
Well, they have to be, right?
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Eric, did you have anything?
I mean, I do have a story in like 11th grade. I was in the band that I created. It was called Fortunate Beef. If you guys know who Lucky Chops are, you guys would know it's like the opposite of them. So okay, so it was during the COVID times, and we had like one more day until the whole school shuts down, and my directors was pretty like anxious because they wanted to record everything and merge it into a video and post it on YouTube and everything. So everything was already hectic. Everybody's crashing into each other with their instruments, and the instruments are breaking and everything. And it was very hectic for them and whatnot. But besides that, we recorded like Star Stripes and Forever, Malagrania, and all that. It was until lunchtime where I was like, you know what, director, I want to like, I want to record our band because we worked like what 4 months and just for it to not be like there, you know. So I remember grabbing my Barry sax, and keep in mind this Barry sax was old. It was rusty and creaky. It was taped, like has duct tape on like the neck, and some of the keys doesn't work. And I don't know how I was able to like be okay with this, but I still did it. And I remember we were playing this song called Coco by the Lucky Chops, and there was a solo section for the Barry sax. So I remember just getting ready for it, taking a deep breath, and I started soloing it. And then meanwhile I was soloing it, my tenor friend, he was just looking at me, and he was looking at me. He was like, and I was so confused, but I still played anyways, right? And then when I was doing like a chromatic scale as part of my solo, a key popped, and then you just see like you just see one of the keys starts folding away from the instrument. And I was right there, like I was like, what do I do? I still haven't cued everybody to like let's stop playing or anything. So then you just see my teacher who was playing the tuba and my other teacher playing the drums, and I was just sitting there like, what do I do? So I looked at the camera. I just sat there like this, just looking at that at it, because they kept playing. They didn't turn around or anything. So then my tuba teacher just looked at me while he was playing, and he saw the key bent out, and he was like, "Okay, what happened?" And I proceeded to tell him that the key just popped out for whatever reason, and we spent like a good 30 minutes trying to pop the key back inside. And what made it worse was that I can't play low A anymore because it messed up the key and everything. And well, at least we still recorded it, right? You know, it's on YouTube. One day I'll show all you guys. But that was my story. I'll pass
Sounds
it
like
on.
fun.
Yeah, it was very hectic. Thankfully we got it uploaded.
You
For
guys should have taken
sure.
the Barry sax 2 parts after that.
Yeah, I was telling them like, hey, let's just salvage it at this point. It's gone. Like it's dead at that point.
Yeah, I think at that point it's probably just like break it apart, like salvage whatever you can for when the new Barry sax breaks.
Yeah, but like I told my teacher, I was like, no, we don't have enough funds for a new berries. Like we need it for concert band. I'm like, yes, understandable, but like, come on, we can't have this instrument breaking on us mid like way. This is impossible.
Yeah, just ask another high school for a Barry sax to borrow.
There's
Hopefully they say
no.
yes.
I hope. I hope. But yeah, that was my story. I pass it on to Evelyn.
I actually have my own Barry sax stories. I have a similar situation where my Barry sax was from school. It was not mine, but the Barry sax that I was using from my high school was also really old. It was like old, like generations old. So I had to Mickey Mouse everything, all the keys. They were just no. There came a point where at the side of the saxophone, there's like these tubes, right? And those help open and close the keys. And those I had to tie together in the bottom with the hair tie so that they wouldn't pop up. And so I'll be able to just like play the keys and try to even close it. I had the cord
And that worked? And
Yeah.
those hair ties worked?
yes for now. And then I had another one where like there's a little ring that connects to your neck strap on the saxophone that just came off. I was just left with the Barry sax like holding in my hands, and then that just came off completely. I have no idea how. And luckily the director he went and go get it welded in, but it was just the Barry sax was like in awful condition. And what else did I do? I had to just live with it, and I was the only one that knew how to play it. And when the next person wanted to know how to play it, then I had to teach them all the tips and tricks of how to actually use it because it just doesn't work correctly. And I kept insisting my band director, getting new berry sacks. We need a new berry sacks. And then they always say, oh, there's not enough funds. There's not enough funds in the band. We cannot get a berry sax. And keep in mind that berry saxes range from at least $3,000 for a very cheap one, all the way to a $20,000 if you want a pretty good one, and even higher. So they are pretty pricey. And guess what they got on my senior year of high school when I wasn't in marching band anymore, huh?
They
Two
got one.
berry saxes, two.
Wow.
See here.
They
Let me,
said,
Are you gonna
I'm
share
a
one with
double down.
let me say this. Every
Who's
high
rubbed
school
it in their
band that says
face?
they don't have funds, they have funds. There's
Mhm.
no way they have no funds.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's because during that time we were also buying new tubas because theirs were pretty beat down. We were buying, for example, a couple of the clarinets were really bad. They were also buying like a set of drums for the drum line. We were investing in having new uniforms, and we got that by my sophomore year of high school. So I understand that they didn't have enough funds, but right when
yeah.
I got out of band is when they decided to get two berry saxophones. It's
They were
so
waiting.
frustrating.
No, I'm kidding.
Well,
Yeah, they were
probably
just
because
waiting for me to
Evelyn, you pleaded for Barry
Yeah,
that they listened to you, but of course,
every single
it gets
day.
passed down to the next generation.
I think because you were able to play it, they were like, it's good enough. And
Yeah.
then the next person couldn't play it. And they were like,
Yeah.
okay, we need to replace it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The funniest thing is when I pleaded for new tubas,
Mhm.
this is like sophomore year. I come back for band camp. There's 4 brand new Souzas,
You see, they
and
do
and then
make a
I'm like,
difference.
hold up. You have enough for that when you can't get enough for new baritones because
Yeah.
all of them are kind of beat down. I remember there's one of them, one specific berry I like, where you could put a tuba mouthpiece on there. Those are hard to find. I also kind of question why can't we get other trumpets, because I think 2 of the new ones are already broken now.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
One
I
of
hate
one
the
of them was
trumpets. Yeah,
Hmm?
I hate the trumpets that you try to put in like the keys or the valves, right? And then they have like a trick to them. They just don't go. They just don't do
You
it
need
what
to
they're
line them
supposed to
up.
do.
You need to line them up.
No,
There's a
I understand that you
specific
need
way.
to line them up, but there's some of them that are so messed up already that it's already
Oh.
hard to line them up.
Hey, you gotta line it up a super specific way because
Yeah.
it's messed up. Is that what you mean? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I mean.
okay.
You gotta do that. You gotta do that. Twist it in as you go to line. Yeah, that's
There were,
just,
we had a Stradivarius at our school that had that issue. So my own trumpet I bought had the part for it. We ended up switching the part to it
Oh my god.
just to have a Strat working. And because I used to own like 2 trumpets, now I only own this one. The other one belongs to the school now.
bro.
Because I was
that's
like,
crazy.
Your strat. No, I'm kidding.
I would say it was my Strat. I think the dude that played Barry sax and trumpet just
Yeah.
finessed it because it wasn't technically from the schools. It was someone's brother's that was
Oh my
left there.
god.
A lot of the instruments are like not from the school. Like 2 of the baritones are
Mhm.
actually not even supposed to be there.
Hand me downs.
I used to really despise doing instrument checks. For example, you will have to have a list of the instruments. You have to check the QR code. Not the QR code, the code.
Serial number.
Yeah, the serial number. There you go. The serial number of
QR
the
code, what?
case, serial number of the saxophone to see if there's everything in there. Oh my god, that was a
I think I can
tragedy.
top. I think I can
Make sure
top that
the-
off.
That's a
Cleaning every
tragedy.
single instrument in the band room.
Oh, that's what we did too. We did checks And then
We-
we
we-
also clean the instruments.
We divided and conquered for that. 'Cause
Same.
Yeah.
During my senior year, I was social leader of the trumpets. So part of my job with that was when we did the inventory at the end of the semester. It was my job and also enlisting my section to clean all of the trumpets that we had,
Yeah,
and then
that's the best one.
like make sure that all of the trumpets are accounted for, and all of the trumpets are in the proper case, and that was
Mhm.
also including the beginning band instruments, because we had a set of beginning band instruments and a set of like marching band instruments, or advanced band instruments, because
Oh my god.
we're also concert band.
Yeah, that
Oh.
cleaning wasn't fun at all, especially
Mm-mm.
for 1 year. There was a saxophone that no one knew existed. I remember going in my ninth
God.
grade year. I remember going in my ninth grade year, and they were like, "Oh, we can't get a saxophone for you, buddy." And then like a month or two passed by, and they checked deep inside. They see a saxophone, but it smelled so bad. Honestly,
Oh, that's so
it was
nasty.
it was so nasty.
That's
But
wrong.
yeah, but they were like, "Here, play it for a bit." I'm like, "How can I play this?
That's
It
disgusting. No.
it does not smell good whatsoever."
Did
So then-
anybody have band after lunchtime?
No.
No.
No. You did, Michael. I
Then
thought
you
that
guys
was
had to,
really
like-
nasty.
no.
This,
You
this
guys
was
had
my
to rinse your
freshman year
mouth
too.
in.
This was my freshman year.
That sounds terrible.
No.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
I have a
just
pet.
guitar player.
Yeah, I have a pet peeve for playing the instrument without brushing my teeth. But yeah, I can't
Mhm.
imagine with those like school horns. Like after lunchtime they play on it, or after eating, after snack time they play on it. Maybe there's some like Cheetos stuck inside.
That was so nasty compared to
Th-
one
this is-
time. They
I'm a guitar player. I don't have to deal with that.
they found
Um,
fungus in the flu. That was not.
Ah,
Wait,
no.
what?
Yes, my school did not care. It was. I feel bad for the band directors. Like he tells everybody to check, and it got to the point where it became a grade because they found fungus in the flute, and they
Oh
it was
no!
Oh.
Yeah,
Save
everybody, clean your instruments. Okay, treat them like your babies.
Save or salvage your instruments.
I'm
God.
Oh
pretty
my
sure this is the
God.
reason why my band director made sure that band was first period, like the advanced band was first period, beginning band was second period.
Yeah.
Because then after second period, at least at the time, I'm not sure how it is nowadays. It was first, then second, and then we'd go to homeroom, and then we'd have nutrition.
Oh my God, homeroom.
So
You had
we,
homeroom?
the only way for there to be food in the instruments is if you're purposefully eating right before band.
I
Yeah.
mean, breakfast.
There was this one guy in
Breakfast.
my band who would like eat before every single time he would play. And one of the teachers, he had to like make a lesson on it, and they used his trumpet to like demonstrate because I think it was on
no.
purpose. I am sure it was on purpose just for him. And then they're like cleaning it with the little thingy on his trumpet. Oh my god. It was so bad. Like so bad. So many crumbs, like old food. It was so
Ooh.
Crumbs.
like
It dried up.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I am
And then it
indeed.
gets stuck
mixed with
with like the
also.
saliva in there and the
That hurts my
condensation.
soul.
Like
Honestly.
all of us in
Mhm.
that moment should be compensated for that suffering. It was so bad. I wouldn't wish it on anybody to like
That
see
sounds-
it.
What
Traumatizing.
instrument was that?
It was
Trumpet?
a trumpet, and it was like so dried up, and it smelled so bad. It was terrible.
How was
This
he
is
able
just
to
like, I
get like a
apologize for my people.
sound out of it, like at all?
Yeah, I think
How?
we all agreed that he sounded like really fuzzy, but we thought it was
Oh my
his
god.
tone.
Oh no.
Like we're like, yeah, he sounds pretty fuzzy. Like he's always saying he's the best, but like it's a fuzzy tone. And then we're like, okay, now I see why. It was so bad.
Oh my god.
I
Did
feel
his
bad
tone
for the
clean up?
band director. Oh my god. Probably
What's
just
that?
took out.
I said, did his tone get better?
A little bit.
Oh my god.
Can't even blame it on the
That
food.
is nasty.
Wow.
No.
You guys really have some interesting
That's-
stories.
That's traumatizing. Like that's like I kind of just want to get my horn and clean it now. It's just like I feel
Dude,
unclean after
same.
hearing that.
I haven't even
have a
touched my
question.
sax in weeks. And
I have a question.
What's
for
your
Alan.
question?
for me,
How do you clean the inside of your guitar?
yeah, see, you kind of can.
You just
look,
like
okay,
eat
here's
and
the
like
thing.
your crumbs go
break it open.
inside.
No. Okay, so here's the thing. A general rule of thumb for all guitar players of
Yeah.
any type of guitar is you never have your guitar out while you're eating. Like
Yeah.
just period. And then like we also have like we need to wash our hands thoroughly because anything that's still on our skin is gonna stay on those strings and it's just gonna rust it up real quick. It's gonna be absolutely disgusting. Oh, playing on dirty strings is the absolute worst thing. Oh my god.
like after eating like
That's some
chips.
trauma right there,
like
man.
I'm talking like chips or any finger foods or like a guitar player's worst nightmare, like straight up. I never play guitar when I'm eating finger foods because I know that I'm gonna mess them up.
You
and I'm
need
just, like,
to
not gonna
adopt.
happen.
You need to adopt the technique that George does. The way how he eats his chips, he eats his chips
The
with
chopsticks?
chopsticks.
I do too.
That way
Oh,
his hands don't
yeah.
get dirty.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I do that too.
Yep.
You know,
But like
Yeah.
I don't know where my chopsticks are right now.
Eating chips with chopsticks is a thing right now.
Honestly,
You know-
that's awesome though. But yeah,
Honestly, yeah.
but like the strings get nasty anyway. Like they're gonna get dirty regardless because you know
Yeah.
your fingers have oils and stuff like that, and they get on there. But
Yeah.
you get this little thing that'll clean it. It's like a little microfiber cloth with some. I don't remember what the thing is called, but it's like a solution to clean the strings and clean it off. And you should see the little rag that I have right now. It's disgusting. I need to get a new one. But like once you clean it off and you can feel the difference, like your finger actually slides across the string, how it's supposed to, and it's just like, oh, why did I let this get so dirty? You don't
Yeah.
realize it until somebody else points it out, and it's like, oh, that's not okay.
Yeah, for saxophones, I always after I'm done, I clean it. I clean the mouthpiece with the cloth. I clean the neck with the cloth. I clean the body of the instrument with another cloth that's a lot thicker and try to pass it through.
The
Because
only thing I don't do is use the little brush. That's the only thing.
I don't
Like,
use
not
that
every time.
either. I don't
But,
use that
yeah,
either all the
I
time.
run the cloth through mine and
Mhm.
and everything. I do that.
Yeah,
For the
that's-
brush, I
Wow.
feel like it's gonna get like scratched or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
Oh.
wouldn't use a brush for the neck.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just a nice
I-
cloth would be nice.
I
Yeah.
do remember a time in middle school where a kid used to play a saxophone, and this was the time when I was section leader. Yeah, you see where this is going.
No.
That sounds
Mouthpiece
painful.
was the mouthpiece was so disgusting. He was like, it's so
Oh.
fuzzy. I don't know why it's just so fuzzy. And
Wait,
he
the
showed
sound or the mouth?
no,
Like,
the sound. It
Okay,
sounded so
okay.
fuzzy, and I was like, "What? Why?" I asked him to play, and I was like, I checked the saxophone, it was all right, and I was like, "Let me see your mouthpiece." And he removed the reed, and you just see crusty saliva and everything. It was so disgusting, and he asked me, how do I clean it?" And I was like, "You know what? I
Just
think
buy a
I
new
think
one.
yeah, I think you should buy a new one at that point. It looks so disgusting. Like
Is-
I couldn't comprehend how he didn't clean his mouthpiece. Oh my god, it was so
God.
nasty.
You know what's the worst though? You know what's the worst? When their mouthpiece are like that and the reeds are so disgusting as well.
Oh my yes,
Oh,
They're like
dude.
all broken and like
yes. My god.
God.
Yeah.
I ain't
Another
even a
time.
woodwind player, but there was a girl in marching band that would always wear lipstick like
Oh,
all
no.
the time. You already know where this is going.
I know exactly where this is going.
Her reed was pink now because of it.
See, I made the mistake of of trying to play my sax after eating hot Cheetos.
Oh God.
No, you can't do
Alan.
that.
You shouldn't be admitting this in front of Chica.
No, I was about to, and then I was gonna put the reed on the mouthpiece, and I was like, why is this pink? And I was like, oh, whoops! And I tossed the reed and just didn't play that day.
So you were eating hot Cheetos, not the regular
Mhm.
Cheetos.
Not the regular Cheetos. Those
Yeah,
are hot
well,
Cheetos.
flavored
But
reeds.
see, I
guys.
didn't play. I almost made that
Mhm.
mistake until I saw the reed. And I was like, well, this reed is gone. I have 2 more. That's okay.
Also, like when you play and you have lipstick, the lipstick transfers onto your mouthpiece, not just the reed. Imagine how crusty it always is.
Oh my
Like the
god.
like every
I-
time you pick it up, you have like that thing of the lipstick still there, like the imprint of the lipstick still there. Oh no.
I
Hmm.
couldn't notice it because like it was a clarinet mouthpiece, so I
Oh.
never saw it. And then, but I saw her read because in high school how we were lined up, it was in the front row it was the clarinets, and then the the flutes were right next to them, but the trumpets were right behind the clarinets. So like as I saw her like setting up, like all I see is like bright pink. I'm like, ah. Okay then.
I bet, yeah, I bet Jacob, like on percussion, there isn't much nasty stories.
He's like,
But-
I'm
other
surprised.
than the destruction of a bass drum.
Yeah, I know. Nah, like you know that crevice like in between the rim and the head, like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like we're
like-
in dance and then it goes in
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
like
bit.
we're in dance, like in there, like if you well, especially in marching band, if you play snare drum, like the if you wrap your sticks, like the tape from the sticks when you play, it gets all in there, and it gets
Oh,
like
Ah,
especially
sticky.
mine, because like like when I played marching band, I played pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie, I broke like 10 sticks. That was just on snare drum.
God.
That was just on snare drum. I broke a couple bass sticks, a bunch of tenor sticks. Oh man,
Dude.
but yeah,
One of
no.
my friends broke a bass drum stick when he was doing the rim shots. You like
Oh yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
going God,
That's
like
where I
going
broke
off
my
like and
bass
everything.
drum.
And because the good thing is that this happened during a rehearsal, not during a performance.
Oh
So
my
like he's
God.
going like they're going off because like they're working on their section, and all
Uh-huh.
you hear is God, and then like the thing just like the top part of the stick falling, and my
Yeah.
friend just looks at it, he's like, okay then.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
That was
God.
the first stick I ever broke, a bass drum stick. It was like right at the end of a song. It was like the downbeat. I just went bam and the rim, and then it just went flying. And we were in the stands, you know, at a football game. So it like it went under there, and I just never saw it again.
All
Oh,
you hear is
Yeah.
Okay,
What
Izzy,
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
relate to that.
Izzy, I'm sorry, but remember that strat I was talking about?
Oh
No.
no.
I remember my
Don't do
sophomore
this
year,
to me.
I was kind of walking down at the stands. I didn't see
Oh
it.
no.
I almost
Oh
did it off.
no.
Nothing bad happened to it. It was fine, but I was like, oh,
Dude.
Oh, dude.
I didn't even see it because it blends in so well. It was polished and everything. And you have okay. Our band director said, leave it under the stands so we can walk on the top of the sitting part. He leaves it on top. And I'm not going to say it's my fault, but it kind of is because I did drop it. So, I mean, I don't
Oh
know.
God.
Yeah, but it wasn't placed where it was supposed to be placed.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my God.
You know,
That's that's terrible.
hey, Izzy,
The pain.
Oh.
a masterpiece, Izzy.
Oh my god.
It's missing the triggers
Yeah.
though.
I know. I want the triggers on this thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't
Alan,
relate to that kind. Huh?
Have you ever broken like a guitar before? I seen one so messed up. Like,
I was very tempted to. See, here's the thing. I paid for these.
Oh. Okay, it would make sense. It would make sense.
No, but I really wanted to. I've been like debating you know, buying a cheapy guitar for the sake of smashing one. But I'm also like, but I don't want to smash a guitar that I own.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. Oh, I want to do it though. It looks like a lot of fun. but
All I'm
yeah.
hearing is that for your birthday, I'm buying you a guitar to smash.
Hey man, a month away.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Let's go. Let's
I
do it.
remember we used to have a double bass for jazz, and it was the
No.
day of the
Oh, no.
concert. Yeah, you guys, yeah. My school was not amazing. I'm telling you. So
Oh.
so
Those poor
me,
instruments.
me and my girlfriend came back from grabbing some fries. We were gonna like eat before the concert, which was like 2 hours before the concert and everything. And we were just walking through the hallway, and then we turned to the band room, and you just see the double bass just smashed apart. And it looked almost brand new too. And we were so confused, and we were looking at it. We were just like, how did it snap and everything? It looked like someone purposely just grabbed it and threw it. So then while we were like contemplating on what to do, what to tell my band director, my band director, Mr. Stickman, he just came in. He was like all ready, he was pumped up, and then he just looked at it, he looked at us, he was like, "Who did this?" And he
Oh
looked
my
just
God.
so furious. And we were like, we don't know what happened. And and he just looked at it. He tried to like mend it everything, and we were just looking at him like, dude, it's broken. You can't put it back together.
Oh, that's so
And then he
sad.
just
Gorilla
he
glue.
yeah, he just got so mad that he
Contact
grabbed it
cement.
himself and just threw it. And he
Oh,
was like, he was going through the hallways. He was looking for whoever like broke it. Like he was so mad because I was our only double bass, and it was like in good shape, and then someone just came in and just broke it, and we were just like, wow, you know. In the end of the day, we couldn't
Oh
find the
God.
culprit, and the cameras didn't work either that day. So he was just really furious.
Of course.
Yeah,
that day.
yeah. That
I
that one
don't-
day, by the way, after school, that's
don't
kind of
think-
suspicious.
So
That's
we'll
the
start-
whole crime.
I
50
really
years
don't
in
think
jail.
that
They deserve
person-
50 years in jail.
Mhm. I don't think he knows how much a double bass costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
Life
are-
that is-
sentence.
And the
Yeah.
fact that the funny part is that my teacher, like, he puts it in the like a practice room, but nobody can enter it. He always locks it just in case someone's gonna like break it. But then I guess one of our double bass players took it out and just left it there. So then I
Oh,
guess
no.
yeah, I guess some other kid just walked in. He saw it. He was like, "Oh my god, let me play." He goes like this and then drops it and runs away.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
it was not fun.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him.
Oh
Yeah.
my
The
gosh.
tragedies.
We
honestly.
really
Oh.
realized that band is not just about playing music, right? There's much more depth to
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
And as a band director and also students and the people around it, yeah, wow, like so many of your stories are so interesting, and I want to keep listening to all like what happened in your band. But yeah, we are at a little past at the top of the hour, so we're gonna start wrapping up. We actually still had more things to talk about today to be planned
Sorry.
out, but it wasn't enough. 1
I
hour
mean-
was not enough.
A lot
Yeah,
of
we just
those
have more.
a lot of those stories that were told were it can actually be linked to it because it was supposed to be mishaps that have happened in the band,
Oh
and
yeah.
Yeah.
kind of
There
went
you
into it
go.
naturally.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep. And that seems to be the stories that we keep talking about.
Yep.
we
And
keep
there's
coming
more.
back to. Yeah, and there's more. So I'm sure we're going to hear
There's
more
always
of
more.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Band kills, am I right?
yeah, so thank you so much for those of you who were here with us today. And next show is going to be on Wednesday, September 29th at 7 p.m., 2 weeks from today. And we're going to be talking about what we miss in band. Yeah, so it's been 4 weeks into our school this semester and this school year. And yes, we're still meeting online. We're going to talk about what we've been up to and what we miss in band, what we are excited about doing once we are fully normalized. So yeah, we can't wait to be talking about that in 2 weeks' time.
We definitely won't miss all the nasty stuff we just talked about.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started.
I have more, guys.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Get a handkerchief and prepare to cry.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So Izzy, can you wrap it up?
All right. Well then, thank you everyone for swinging by. This has been that time in Bandcamp, and we'll be seeing you again next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Peace out.